Welcome to another episode of the LNG Academy. We are at the Yulian shipyard in Shenzhen, China, near Hong Kong.
I am joined by Oliver Woodard, Sales Director for LNG at Silverstream Technologies, to explore their patented Air Lubrication System, a solution changing the way LNG vessels move through water. About 60 to 80% of a ship owner's operating expenses come from fuel, and with alternative fuels expected to be even more costly, cutting consumption is both a regulatory and economic priority. That's where the Silverstream Systems comes in. It releases a uniform carpet of micro bubbles along the hull, reducing friction between the vessel and the water, leading to lower fuel burn and fewer emissions. The system is suitable for both new builds and retrofits, with installation completed during standard dry docking. It's a proven way to deliver real saving and meaningful decarbonization for the LNG shipping sector. This episode is brought to you by Gastech. The 2025 edition of the world's largest exhibition and conference for natural gas, LNG, climate technologies, and AI in energy will be hosted in Milan, Italy, from September 9 to 12. Visit the link below to register.
Oli, can you tell us more about this vessel?
Of course. This is the MOL Papua. She was built in Hudong in 2015. She's here at Yulian Shipyard for her 10th anniversary. It's the second special survey. She's ABS classed, 172,000 cubes cargo capacity. And she's retrofitting the Silverstream system alongside other vessel upgrades, some of them around energy efficiency as well. We're here in the bosun's store. This is where the compressors are. They connect to the pipes, which take atmospheric air to our patented air release unit. The system needs air to lubricate the bottom of the hull. These compressors, there are 8 of them, feeding 16 air release units. They are controlled by our control and monitoring system. That system is telling the compressors how fast to spin, because they are single-stage, oil-free screw compressors. The rotational speed will dictate the airflow and the pressure. The control system is telling them that instruction based on the ship's speed and draft. It's as simple as that. Here we have our Silverstream system control station. This is the interface between the crew and the control system in the bosun's store. It's very simple to use. The system has an automatic switch on threshold, typically something around 10 knots. When the ship sails above 10 knots, the system switches on automatically and is reducing the frictional resistance of the ship, reducing drag, reducing fuel burn and emissions. When the ship dips below that preset speed, the system automatically switches off. In the case of in-service testing, the self-test program will be initiated from here, and that cycles the system switching on and off, on and off. And then we are measuring the differences between the offs and the ons. What you'll expect to see when the system is on is a drop in shaft power and a slight increase in speed. Together, those are the savings that are realized at the main engine. And then we subtract the supply power to get your net savings. So the net savings vary ship to ship. And of course, in the ballast condition, you will see higher kilowatt savings than in the laden condition, because in the laden condition, more power is required to get the air down to the bottom. In LNG carriers, typically we're seeing between 6 and 9%. They're very good ships for the Silverstream system.
Jianwang, what planning goes into the installation of the system, and how do you collaborate with the shipyard, your customers, and the charterer to ensure the supply, the commissioning, and installation of the system?
LS control station was installed on the bridge of the vessel. which allows the crew to manage the operation of air lubrication system. Our commission engineer is working with engineering consultant company to integrate our system to the ship.
Okay.
This can be done in parallel with other installation.
So what happened after the installation?
Once installation is complete, we'll have one dedicated team of commission engineer to inspect and test the system. When the system has been fully commissioned, we will also have the sea trial and the participation of training to the crews. After the system handover, we will provide the crews the operation and maintenance manual. Also, we will have the remote support from our engineers.
First things first, crew onboarding. It's really key that the crew that have received this new, exciting system understand how to use it, what its benefits are. And that's a process that will keep up throughout the life cycle of the system. Crews are changing. It's important to reinforce these messages. Luckily, it's a simple system to operate. When it comes to what happens right after that, we're baselining the performance of the system. Then we're moving to a phase where we can start looking to optimize. And of course, there's the Silverstream service. That's our through life care program that we manage ourselves.
Oli, what will be the impact of regulations for LNG carriers?
A good question, and one that's in the mind of many people at the moment. New ships are going to have to be more efficient as possible. It's the easiest time to integrate technologies. Existing vessels, some of them are going to have greater challenges than others. But what we can be sure of is that regardless of the short-term impacts, both medium and longer term, LNG carriers from the existing fleet are going to have to improve their efficiency somehow.
So what should owners and charterers consider before installing a clean technology?
There are lots of things to consider. Firstly, think about the uptime of whatever technology you're going to install. And what do I mean by uptime? How often it's going to be working for you as intended. How can owners and charterers assess this? Well, look at the company that's behind the system. Are they committed? Do they have a strong workforce? Are they getting repeat orders? Do they have breadth in their portfolio? And by that I mean, are they just installing on LNG carriers? Or do they also have container ships, cruise, bulk carriers? Are they understanding their system from lots of different reference points? I think that can sometimes be overlooked. How long have these operators been in service? How long have these OEMs been delivering systems? Are they used to retrofits? All of these things can build towards categorizing a provider as someone that is going to be there to help you in the installation and through life. Then we get to the performance side of things. How are they backing up their claims? What is the substance behind the number they're putting in front of you in the office? Is that really going to work out in the real world? You can have a look at maybe some independent verifications. Any credible energy-saving device provider should be able to provide you these. If you want to learn more, they should be able to answer your questions on how they do the analysis and what they have learned along the way. Finally, this is the most important point. Is the energy-saving device provider set up to service this system through life? Or do you sense that it is a transact and forget? How can you understand this? Well, do they have a team? How big is the team? Are they thinking about the longer term?
China accounts for almost half of the global order books in terms of compensated global tonnage. Data has revealed that Chinese builders are currently building more than 2,500 vessels. The largest segment consists of the bulk carriers, followed by tankers. Also, Chinese builders are also constructing more than 500 containers vessels. 130 LPG carriers, and what's interesting to us, more than 100 LNG carriers. Chinese shipyards have accumulated their largest number of LNG new build orders till date, positioning them in the coming years as an alternative to South Korean shipyards who are currently dominating the market. The rush for long-term LNG contracts after the Ukraine crisis resulted in new LNG ship order that pushed yard to their capacity in South Korea. How important is China for Silverstream?
China's extremely important for shipbuilding in general. Of course, Silverstream benefits from that. We've invested in our team here. Since 2022, we've built our team to 25 colleagues here. And together, we're cooperating with all major shipyards, local suppliers, local shipping companies, owners and charterers. China accounted for 60% of the world's new buildings in 2023, and that continues, as does Silverstream's commitment to growth here in Shanghai and beyond.
How is Silverstream working with the various ship designers and design bureaus in China to integrate ALS into the new build designs?
Good point. It's important to integrate our system into the design at the earliest moment. That way, it can be the design of the vessel as a whole system can be optimized, including the air lubrication. So we're working very closely with the design houses that sit within the yards. For example, Pudong, Jiangnan, DSIC. We're also working with Marek and Sadari and others for the independent design. Now, we are working on a structural basis for the integration of the ARUs. We are looking at the flat of bottom area to see how much area our system is lubricating, and we're giving those indications back to the shipyard for their own use. Often they'll use that information for things like EEDI calculation and the air lubrication's contribution to that. Also the power supply and so forth.
Why is the LNG market a key focus for Silverstream?
From a technical perspective, LNG carriers are very well suited to the Silverstream system. They have large, flatter bottom areas. They sail at relatively high speeds and at relatively shallow draft. In addition to that, LNG carriers typically chartered for large publicly traded energy companies who have a commitment to high standards, including regulation, but also they have a high acknowledgement for their ESG. When it comes to a very well-suited product and an engaged charterer, it's a winning combination. And so far, we have more than 60 orders in the LNG segment, and 20 of those are on the water today. It's our most diverse customer segment, more than 10 owners, and that continues to grow.